Good morning and welcome to another pre-market review session with the Market Trader. My name is Ray, the Market Trader. And before we begin, we'll need to review our risk disclosure here. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. So just want to remind everyone here that the content that's being published and distributed by the market trader and its affiliates is to be treated as general information only. None of the information provided by the company or contained herein is intended as investment advice and offer to buy, sell, recommend, endorse, sponsor any security, company, or fund. We all understand that the use of this information contained herein is to be used at your own risk, and the company, its partners, representatives, agents, employees, contractors assume no responsibility or liability for any use or misuse of such information. Future trading does carry a fair amount of risk. It's not for every investor. Investor could potentially lose all or more of their investment capital. Only risk capital money that can be lost without jeopardizing one's financial security or lifestyle should be used for trading, and only those individuals with sufficient risk capital should consider trading. Okay, nothing again contained here is a solicitation or an offer to buy, sell futures, options, or forex, and past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. All right, so now good morning. Now that we've gotten through the risk disclosure, we'll go ahead and turn our attention to the financial news and see what we have in the way of news that has the potential of impacting the markets here. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. We're going to go ahead and open up our financial portal here and see. So actually quite light, honestly. We have some inflationary numbers coming in at looks like 11 a.m. Eastern, and New York Fed inflation expectations coming in at 11 a.m. We have a speech from I guess Trump. I guess actually a planned one. Coming in here at 10:10. And then we have U.S. consumer credit here coming in at the tail end of the session here, just an hour before close. Looks like around 3 p.m. we have a U.S. consumer credit. Now looking ahead for the week, we have tomorrow, we have some note yield information coming out. We have some information about the tariff court appeal. And then we start to get into PPI and core PPI. But I would say that Thursday is probably going to be the biggest day here. We're going to have the core CPI, of course, a CPI year over year. And then we have, again, another report on the initial jobless claims. As you might recall, last week we came well under the expectation, and that actually had a significant impact on the markets. Okay, and then to close out the week, we have some inflationary numbers here from Michigan to close out the week. So again, today, not so much in the way of news, but still some news that could impact the markets. And then as we continue to build up for some more significant news as the week in the week ahead. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead now and turn our attention here. Now that we've gotten through the risk disclosure, we're going to go ahead and turn our attention to the markets. Okay, so we'll go ahead and open up our charting platform here. Okay, just going to pause here for a minute, make sure that is indeed visible. Okay, so we'll give it about 10-15 seconds before that gets shown to you guys. Okay, we're going to go ahead and turn our attention to the gold market to start. Okay, and you can see that it appears that we are just kind of picking up where we left off. Okay, we're picking up where we left off for the past I don't know 20 days or more. Okay, 10 days at least. Okay, we are developing another bullish candle here. We've did a little bit of a kind of weekly profile here for the daily chart, and we were kind of inside the range, but nonetheless we remain above our 9 EMA. I'm going to go to add another ribbon here Okay, so some of these just kind of we have the 20. Let's see if I can modify some of these colors. We'll go maybe a darker orange here for this one, and then we'll go see about maybe blue, and then we'll do this last one is purple. Okay, so basically this is the 20, 50, 100, and 200 day moving averages. So you can see here that we're above all of them, okay? 9 EMA, 20, 20, 20 EMA, 50, 100, 200. You name the EMA, and gold right now is above it, okay? So right now, very much in a bullish trend, okay? And so let's go ahead and take a look at the 4-hour chart. Okay, 4-hour chart, we'll go ahead and turn off initial balance. We'll turn off our EMAs because that's not really telling us much that we already know. Okay, very much inside a bullish trend here. Okay, so we continue to make higher highs and higher lows. We have another candle here that's kind of indicating that we are, going to continue. Our ADX indicator is also giving us a fair amount of strength here to the upside. The positive DI is above the negative DI with a good amount of momentum to the upside. We are on the upper end of value here in our volume profile. Okay, we're above the value range on the visible range volume profile. So everything right now indicating that there is more upside opportunity in this market. Looking at the 30-minute chart, okay, we're above our settlement price. We've kind of reacted away from it a few times here into Monday here. This is, yeah, we've reacted away from the settlement price. We're going to go ahead and do our fixed range volume profile here, just to confirm what I think I already know. And that is that we continue to show that we have a fair amount of strength here to the upside. Okay, so we'll go ahead and locate the start of Friday into Monday, and you can see that we're above value from yesterday, indicating that there is still a good amount of strength. Blurry. I'm not sure. Yeah, I don't know if it's my end here. Okay. So in any case, the idea, so the trend continues to be higher. We're above value. Again, this value area high. Okay, this value area high is a confluence of both settlement and value area high. Okay, thank you guys for confirming. All right. So we have price above our 9 EMA. We have price above, let's see what this moving average is. I want to say 50. Is that 50? Let's see. Oh, that's VWAP. Okay, we're well above VWAP as well. Okay. So a lot of indications right now. Okay. A lot of indications right now that we continue to be in a bullish trend. So what to do with a market like such as the one that we have? We're going to go ahead and open up initial balance here. Okay, so again, another relatively strong initial balance rate. Now, I want to, I guess, guard again, as long as we obviously stay above, any opportunity along the 9 EMA, I think is a good one to potentially entertain. The market has opened with another bullish candle here. The one thing that I will caution is that we are, well above VWAP. Okay. And we could, and the market can certainly sustain in that kind of environment. But my expectation is that at some point, that the price will come back to revisit this VWAP. Okay. And whether it's today or in a future session, we are, I think, a little bit extended. Okay. a little bit extended on on price at the moment. Okay, so it would not be out of the realm of possibility here if we get some sort of pullback. Now, I would love to see some sort of pullback, back to some sort of reference level here, whether it's the volume profile that we have already established here around, and also serving as we're already getting a little bit of a bounce away from it. So right about here at 34 at 36.53 would be a nice, kind of failed auction kind of opportunity, right? Where we get a move maybe that gets everybody thinking that we're heading short, and then we kind of reverse back to the other direction. That would be, and again, this is kind of the failed auction area. I mean, yeah, an area where we could see a failed auction. I'm going to go ahead and open up our ADR levels. You can see that we've already exceeded the day's range to the upside. It's not to say that it cannot continue in that direction, but to see maybe price stall here would not be a surprise either. So as we head into this session, I think we have kind of consistency across all time frames that we are very much in an upper in a higher in a bullish trend in this market. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead now and take a look at the crude oil market. Okay, crude oil market is let's open up the daily here. Okay, so we did get a little bit of reaction here. It looks like we're going to go ahead and remove some of our drawings. We're going to shut down some of these levels here. So it looks like we did get some sort of reaction. We opened with a bullish candle off of a level that's known here around 62. Okay, 62 has historically been an area where we've gotten or found some bulls in the past, and this time was no different. Price came down to 62, and again has seemed to have found some buyers. Okay, so right now the question becomes: is this going to be sustained, or we are going to remain in range? We still, while we are developing a bullish candle, we remain in some sort of bearish structure here. Okay, so again, if I were to draw my channels here, right, something along these kind of lines, you can see that we remain in some sort of bearish channel to the downside. So even though we've received a bullish candle, we remain in some sort of bearish channel to the downside. We remain in bearish structure. Price is below our 9 EMA. I'm going to go ahead and open up our that's a 9 EMA. Let's see if I can open up my ribbon. You can see that we have the other EMAs, the 200, the 100, the 50, and the 20. Prices below all of them. Okay, so again, indicating to us that there's still a fair amount of bearish price action in this market. Okay, so moving into the 4-hour chart. 4-hour chart, again, we are seeing a little bit of some bullish price action here at the moment, but an otherwise larger bearish structure. Okay. OPEC is quite active lately. Yeah. Well, yeah, they're probably not happy where prices are. Okay. So OPEC is going to do whatever they can to drive prices higher because they're not comfortable in continuing to sell oil at the current prices. So yes, it would not be a surprise to me that OPEC is being a little bit more active. Okay. So we've come to now, looks like we have a fair amount of people who are long, okay, here overnight in this market. Now we've come to a level here around 63, and we have a developing bearish candle here at the moment. So if we are going to continue to maintain this bearish structure to the downside, this area right here would not be a bad area necessarily to look for maybe an opportunity for a continuation move here to the downside. Okay. That would be in line with what we're seeing in general. Okay. Now, price is currently above our 9 EMA and above our VWAP. So is this an indication that we could see maybe price continue to the upside? Certainly. But we need to get above. Okay. We need to get above. The 6350. Okay. Yes, we're above all of those right now. Okay. But we do see that the VWAP and the 9 EMA are curling up. Okay. So the question now becomes, does it have enough participants to drive and actually make a new high, break structure here to the upside? Now, if I look at this a little bit more closely, and I draw maybe a channel that may look like this, you can see that we've managed to get above a channel here to the upside on the 4-hour chart, right? If I get rid of this here, right, you can see that we've actually managed to get above something like this. But the first part is to break the channel. The second part is to make a new high and break structures to the upside. So I'm not, while I am seeing some signs of maybe some bullish price action, the ADX indicator really hasn't embraced that just yet. Okay, ADX indicator is still showing us that the strength still lies in the bears. Okay, momentum in that direction has slowed, obviously. Okay, but we have not seen this positive DI curl in the same direction as price at the moment. Okay, so telling me that I need to be a little bit patient and see if I do get not only momentum curl up, but also the positive DI curl up if I'm looking for longs in this market. All right, let's take a look at the 30-minute chart. Okay, looks like we've just gotten the initial balance range here to open. We're going to go ahead and remove some of our drawings here and just kind of take a look and see what price is currently doing. We're well above settlement price. We are currently on the 30-minute chart below our 9 EMA and kind of working our way down to VWAP, okay, a VWAP that is sloping. So we have a VWAP that's sloping to the upside. Okay, again, we see that we are in some sort of bullish structure here on the shorter time frame. Now the question becomes: if we are going to remain bullish, then obviously VWAP should hold here, right? 62.83 could offer us maybe a location to participate in a move to the upside. Okay. That is certainly a possibility, but we have to understand that we do have some resistance here at 63.40, 63.50, 63.60 are all areas of some resistance. Okay, so let's go ahead and open up our fixed range volume profile. Let's take a look at where price is in relation to most recent session here. Okay, and you can see that there's a fair number of bulls in this market at the moment, right? So Sunday opened inside value. We made an attempt to go higher. That was rejected and then found more buyers and basically have been bullish ever since. Now we've entered in the U.S. market. Price has closed below the 9 EMA and it's kind of working its way lower. Let's go ahead and open up the initial balance range here. We're going to go ahead and open up the initial balance range. So we have a relatively small initial balance range. So we're kind of at an area here where we could see some event take place, right? So we either bounce, right, continue our bullish path here that we've had of late, or we start to see that maybe we're going to retrace some of the advancement that's been made here, and maybe come back down to somewhere near the value area high. Right. So again, if I'm going to entertain bullish or I'm looking for an opportunity bullish, well, it would be nice if I get some sort of retracement back to a level where I can manage my risk. Okay. So right now, I would say that on a higher time frame, we remain bearish. Lower time frame, initially I was kind of I'm a little bit more bullish, but now I'm starting to see some signs that maybe we are turning bearish. It's going to be interesting to see how we react around this 63 level. Okay, 63, 62.91 is going to be an important area for me. Do we get a 3-bar reversal? And do we get some sort of engulfing candle here on the 15-minute that would indicate to us that maybe there's a possibility that we extend or continue to extend higher and revisit some of these highs from from Thursday? Or do we continue our path to the downside? So we'll have to remain patient here in this market and see what we end up getting. Right now, I would say that at least on the shorter term is beginning to look a bit on the bearish side. Okay, so that's kind of what I'm going in. That's kind of what we kind of a little bit more aligned with what we're seeing on the higher time frame. Okay, all right. Let's go ahead and start to take a look at the equities here. We'll start off with the NASDAQ. We'll look at the daily chart, take a look at the daily chart And I haven't removed this consolidation pattern, right? Wedge pattern, or this symmetrical triangle pattern here that we've been experiencing of late. Now we do see that we closed the day here on Friday with a very indecisive candle here. Market did not know which direction to take it. Today seems that it's that view has kind of firmed up here a little bit. Okay, we are starting to show signs that maybe it wants to continue higher. Okay, we have yet to break above this trend line. Okay, and until we do, I'm not really interested. If anything, I'm interested in is maybe another leg. Maybe we get another leg back down to the other side of this wedge, right? That's kind of my view, because every time we've come to this level, we've reversed away from it. Okay. So we'll have to see. So right now, I would say the daily is still in some sort of consolidation range. The fact that it is developing a bullish engulfing kind of candle above the value range from last week, obviously is something to make note of. Okay. Moving down to the 4-hour chart. Looking at the 4-hour chart, again, you can see, let's go ahead and turn off initial balance, because initial balance is not in play here at the moment. Okay, so we closed actually Friday, right? Friday morning, I guess, as a result of some of the news, we got a nice push here to the downside. Ever since that push that we got to the downside as a result of the JOLTS report, we've been trying to grind higher, but we have yet to make a higher high. So we are still, kind of at the potential mercy here of the sellers here, right? Sellers could step in here at any moment in time, right? We haven't really broken any significant structure ever since this candle, where it could indicate that we can continue higher here. So this is certainly a possibility, right? I'm going to draw this line here, okay? In order for me to really embrace the longs, I need to see price get above 23,860 to really embrace the longs. My view is I need to see a higher high, okay, in this market, and then maybe I look at that 23,860 level as an area for a continuation trade to the upside. Okay, let's go ahead and move on to the 30-minute chart. Okay, looking at the 30-minute chart, really difficult to say exactly what direction since the open here. We've been and during the overnight, we've been in some sort of range, not really picking any sort of direction here. I will say, though, that we seem to be developing a little bit of a demand area here around 23,755. Okay, we've tested this area not once but twice, and we've reacted away from it. So in pre-market, we've developed a bullish engulfing kind of candle, and we are, I have to admit, we are seeing some signs that maybe it wants to break above this 23,786 level. Assuming that it does break above that, again, I'm kind of the camp that I'd like to see a move with volume outside of this area, and then let me be the guy that comes and participates on the pullback to retest that level in order to participate to the upside. So I need more evidence. I need more evidence that it's able to break outside that range before I'm willing to participate in this market. Okay, let's take a look here at what the fixed range volume profile is telling us. So looking at the fixed range volume profile, you can see that price is well above value. So there are some overnight longs in this market, both in the Asia as well as the London session. So we're going to take a look to see how significant that is, whether it's more rangy or whether there is some momentum behind it here. Let's take a look initially at the Tokyo session here and see. Okay, so you see that we actually broke below. Okay, we actually had extension to the downside, and we have a reversal now at the 100% extension, but we have yet to make a new high, right? I mean, we have yet to get above the high of the session. Okay, so we had initially a bearish extension in Asia. We're going to go ahead and take a look at London. Okay, London was neutral. Okay, although it's in maybe the beginning stages of maybe a potential extension to the upside. So again, gives me a little bit more evidence here that I should probably wait for an extension in London to the upside, and maybe I can participate at the IB high here around 23,781.50. That seems to be kind of a logical area, assuming that we get the volume to support such a move. So yeah, so headed into the session, again, I still see that we are inside this news candle that we got on Friday. We do see that we have a fair number of buyers in this market at the moment. So I personally need to see a price get outside this range and then potentially participate in some sort of retracement back to the upside. Okay. Let's go ahead and take a look at the ES markets. Okay, we'll again move on to the daily chart here and see what the daily chart. I'm keeping these little wedge patterns that I've developed here because that's kind of what we're in. We're in some sort of wedge pattern, some sort of consolidation range. We see a lot of overlapping candles. I would say that maybe even a bit more strength is underway in the ES than what we're seeing in the NASDAQ. NASDAQ seems to be more range bound. Okay. ES is range bound, but with a kind of a bullish tint to it, right? We are seeing higher highs and higher lows. Moving down to the 4-hour chart. 4-hour chart, again, we're going to go ahead and turn off some of our levels here. Okay. You can see that I drew some sort of this is a fixed range volume profile back from some time frame. Let's see if go ahead and remove that. Okay, so there's our news candle, right, from Friday, right? That was the JOLTS report. That was the jobs report. Got a good push to the downside, and now we are kind of grinding, right? Grinding our way, chewing our way through this candle. So again, I remain of the camp that I need to see price eventually. I need to see, in order to really kind of begin to embrace these longs, I need to see price get above 65.27. Okay, 65.27 would continue to create the higher high, higher low kind of structure. But we're still a ways away from that. Right now, I feel like we're still kind of under seller control. Okay, even though this area is being retraced, I would say is more of a retracement. We're kind of working our way through it, but we are still inside it, right? And as long as we stay inside it, I feel like there's still the possibility of maybe a move like this. Okay, that's kind of my view at the moment. All right, let's take a look at the 30-minute chart. So 30-minute chart, again, similar to the NASDAQ, there seems to be a fair number of buyers in this market at the moment on the 30-minute chart. But as I mentioned, we are still inside this swing from Friday. So again, if I draw a little bit of retracement here, we're probably up against an important level here, right? The 61.8% extension or retracement, right? So this would be a logical area, right? A logical area for price to reverse. Okay, that would be a logical. We did get some reaction off this level, but found some more buyers. So while it does continue to feel like a retracement, we're at an important level. The 6510, 6500 level is a level that I would expect to see some reaction either above or maybe a continued extension here to the downside in this market, right? Right now, this candle right here is kind of what's for driving a lot of my opinion at the moment. Okay, I do see that we are seeing a little bit of bullish price action, but the fact that we're inside this candle is still giving me a view that maybe we should be looking for opportunities that would serve as more as a continuation move to the downside rather than necessarily a rally to the upside. Okay, all right. Let's open up our fixed range volume profile here. Let's take a look and see what where price is in relation to our most recent day session. Okay, so you can see here that we do have prices above value. Okay, indicating that there is a little bit of interest here to the upside. We're going to go ahead and see that we do see that price is above our settlement price. So again, if I'm going to be bullish, let it not be at the highs, okay, of the market. Let it be at an area where I can manage my risk. Something like this value area high around settlement. that seems to be a much more logical place to, entertain, a trade, because right now, while we do have a fair number of bullish action here, we do seem to be in some sort of range at the moment. Okay, so if I'm going to be a buyer, let it be at the bottom of the range, not at the top of the range, because I feel like at the top of the range, I'm always at the mercy of maybe seeing somebody step into this market against me. Okay, all right, let's take a look at the initial balance range. Let's see what the what took place here in the overnight. Okay, so here's London. Very similar view that we got in the NASDAQ. We see that we're inside the initial balance range, inside some area of balance, with maybe a couple of candles here that are developing bullish. If I go ahead and open up the Asia session here, you can see that price made an extension, very similar to what we saw, right? Made an extension here to the downside, got to about what looks like maybe the 50% extension of the range before it reversed and traveled all the way back to the highs. Now we are obviously back up again to the highs of the session, highs of the overnight. So the question is, do we have the participants to drive price higher? The 65.08 level is kind of my new line in the sand here. Can we get above that level? Okay. If so, then that 65.08 level could serve as an area for us to maybe participate in this market to the upside. Okay. So right now, I would say that I'm neutral to bullish. I would say at the moment, I'm headed into the session. I still need to see more evidence on the bullish side. I'm always wary of this candle that I keep coming back to. I feel like there is still an opportunity where we could see, sellers potentially step into this market until we can get above 65.35 or 65.40. That's going to be kind of my view, right? Because right now this feels more like a retracement rather than kind of the same kind of impulsive move that we got here. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at the Dow, and then we'll do one final pass across all the markets here. So looking at the daily, again, you can see that we are in some sort of consolidation range. This kind of has the look and feel of more of the NASDAQ. Okay, so we have this is actually more of an ascending wedge. Actually, I take that back. This looks more like ES, right? You have kind of an ascending wedge pattern. Okay, so again, obviously that is looking bullish. We're in some sort of range. It's kind of staircasing our way higher on the higher time frame. Moving down to the 4-hour chart. Looking at the 4-hour chart, again, you can see we're going to go ahead and turn off initial balance here for a moment. Okay, again, that news event that we got on Friday is rearing its ugly head again. We had a very strong bearish candle here. We need to get above 45,750 to really break out of this range and start, I guess, would return, because right now it appears that we are in some sort of range price action. And I would like to see price get out of this range before I participate in any sort of direction here. Okay. So let's take a look at the 30-minute chart. Let's see where price is in relation to Friday's price action. So we'll go ahead and locate our fixed range volume profile. We'll start off with this candle, work our way to the close. And you can see that not quite as strong as maybe some of these other markets, some of the other equity markets. It seems to be hanging around this value area high, which is important, I would say. As long as we stay above that value area high zone, then obviously is giving us an indication that maybe price is going to continue higher. Okay, people are willing to pay a premium to be a part of this market. We are in some sort of range on the high end of value from Friday. We have already reversed a few times away from settlement from Friday. Let's take a look at the initial balance range across the various markets here. So there's London, actually Asia also had a similar kind of extension here to the 50% range before it reversed and rotated through the initial balance range. Now we are back close to the same high levels that we've been in the past. A lot of overlapping candles, really no direction here at the moment. Let's go ahead and take a look at London. London is probably similar. Okay, again, we are in the low end of the range, but still very much in range. So I would say that the Dow seems to be a little bit more imbalanced than maybe some of these other markets. A lot of overlapping price action, a lot of rejection candles here to the upside. So again, heading into the market, I would say maybe a little bit more neutral. Okay, I would say in this Dow than I am maybe in some of these other markets. Okay, so let's take a look now and just do one final pass across all the markets here, guys. So let's take a look at the gold. Okay, gold seems to be very much in a very strong move here to the upside. Let's go ahead and actually open up the U.S. session rather than the London session. Oops, that's not the one I wanted. Let's go ahead and open up the day session here. Okay, so you can see that we're still inside the initial balance range. We're getting a little bit of a rejection candle here up at the highs, which is not a surprise given how far we are extended to the upside. So again, I'm not, while I remain bullish in the gold market, I feel like we are a bit extended here to the upside, and that I need to look maybe for an area where I can participate in this market and better manage risk to support a bullish trade. So while I am bullish, I feel like I need better location, a better location to participate. Right, ADX is indicating bullish. Our positive DI is also bullish above our negative. So everything is indicating bullish. I just need better location to participate. All right, crude oil. All right, looking at the crude oil market again, kind of working our way around this VWAP range. I'm kind of inclined here to see, you know, as many of these candles as I can hold here. Okay, so you can see that we're beginning to break some structure here to the downside. I draw my channel. Price is looking to potentially close below this channel, so this is going to serve maybe as a line in the sand for me. If it holds below this channel and does not get back inside this channel, again, we could be in store for maybe another move to the downside. That would be in line with what we've seen price do in this area in the past. So again, probably continuing to look a bit more bearish. The DMI indicator is a momentum indicator. It's a momentum indicator. It's a momentum. So it's telling me, so this blue line is telling me the momentum of the current move. The red line is telling me the momentum of the bearish, and then the green is telling me the momentum of the bulls. Okay, it's a momentum, right? All right. Okay, let's go ahead and yeah, right now I would say it's a bit bearish. Okay. All right. Looking at the gold, not gold, the Nasdaq. Okay. You can see that we're getting a little bit of momentum here to the upside, but we've been in some sort of range, right? You see a lot of overlapping, a lot of momentum in here, right? The positive and negative seem to be overlapping each other here. So momentum seems to be picking up to here to the upside. We have developed a little bit of a demand zone. I'm still kind of wary about the bulls because of this swing here, but I can't deny the fact that there is some bullish price action underway in this market. I'd like to see price break above and hold above with volume, and then maybe potentially entertain a bullish move here, right? So you can see that we are getting some higher, the volume is increasing as price is moving higher, which is a good thing, right? If I'm thinking long, the positive DI is aligned with volume, aligned with price at the moment. So we'll have to see with the open what we end up receiving and what kind of session we end up getting, given the fact that we're still inside this candle here. All right, looking at the ES. All right, so similar kind of view here. We have volume that's increasing. We have our positive indicator above. Our ADX is still really not giving us an indication that it's found the direction yet. Still kind of sloping, if not maybe even horizontal here. So ADX is really the momentum. Although the positive is above, our ADX is not aligned with that direction at the moment here. So this one's showing a little bit more weakness. On the ADX side, I would say is still not aligned with the general direction. Seem to be in some sort of range. So I'm going to have to wait and see what kind of price action we end up getting with the open. Okay. But right now we're kind of in the middle of this range here. Again, I still feel like we're susceptible to maybe a move here to the downside, even though we are getting some indications here. The swing here is still kind of influencing me, especially in the ES, maybe a move to the downside. Okay. And then ultimately the Dow, again, similar kind of thing. We're seeing some volume come in to the upside, right? 3 consecutive candles that have a bullish participant. We have our positive DI kind of above our negative, but the ADX indicator blue is still down, right? So indicating that we are seeing some momentum. We're not seeing the momentum to the upside with any sort of strength, right? We have a falling blue line, which is our indication that whatever move that we're in right now is not very strong. Okay, so I would need to see the blue and the green, if I'm bullish, to be aligned in an upward. I'd like to see them both move in an upward direction, and then maybe I can embrace the longs here a little bit. But right now, I would say that again, we kind of neutral, maybe to bullish, I guess. Inside a bearish kind of swing that we've had earlier. Okay, so that's kind of what I have for you guys today, guys. Again, across the markets, we are gold, I think, looking a bit on the bullish side, but a bit extended to the upside. The crude oil also showing some signs of right now, I think, more bearish. And then across the board, neutral to bullish, I think, is the price action that we're currently seeing across the equities. But I would say that we need to find some location somewhere. For me, I need to see more evidence that we are in some sort of trend. Right now, we seem to be more in range. And I don't want to be a part of a ranging market. I want to see a definitive move in one direction, up or down, and then I look to participate. Okay? So that's kind of what I have for you guys. If you have not hit the like or subscribe, please go ahead and do so. Provide me a comment or two to continue to encourage me to provide these sessions to you guys. Okay. But otherwise, again, start of the week. Okay. Come into the week. I would say come into the week slowly and get your bearings as to what the market direction participants want to take this. We don't need to rush to the market because it's Monday. Okay. So I would say we want to remain patient and look for opportunities that are aligned with our view of the market here. Okay. All right, guys. We'll close the session as we close most sessions. Trade well, trade safe, trade like a pro. Okay.